I was having a miserable time. Sitting there under my umbrella trying to dry off my disc like this. It's like I can barely see out for a little bit. And there's one of those white herons with the crawfish in its mouth, and it's just like ripping it to shreds, flinging the arms off everywhere. I'm just sitting there like, well, I'm having a terrible time, but at least I'm not getting my freaking arms ripped off by a heron. So, you know, there's that. Welcome back, you guys. We finally made it here on the final day of Vlogmas. I wanted to give a huge shout out to everyone who's been supporting the videos, telling us how much they appreciate them, commenting, liking, sharing, all that good stuff. Don't forget, day 25 means our final giveaway. This one will be the biggest and best one right here at the MetCenter in Austin, Texas. One of the courses that I really honed my skills on before I hit the tour. Open style links golf with out of bounds creeks and high grass surrounding every hole. Really good mental test. It's a beautiful property, just great golf out here. Starting off on hole 1, this course is packed full of par 4s. Here we are at the 645 footer, pretty uphill the entire way here. You got to shoot the gap straight. A little bit of left finish at the end of your flight opens up your options into a guarded green. Once again, a gentle upslope the entire way here. It's going to play a little longer than it reads. Such a treat to be back here at the MetCenter, one of the places where I really honed my skills before I hit the tour. Starting off on hole 1, ripping on a ride. Hung that one about as wide to the right as you possibly can, but I snuck through everything. Didn't really sneak because I hit the gap. Prime position. Really glad I took my time to use my rangefinder in that approach. It felt pretty short, really ended up being 210 a little bit up the hill. Made sure to get on this VIPX harp, a little bit of turn, let it fight back. Easy birdie to start. Hole 2 is going to be another par 4 to start. This one's 4 feet longer than the last, 649 feet. Once again, we're playing up this slope. You want to go straight off the tee, a little bit of finish left is good. There's a big crepe myrtle out there, probably about 375 feet off the tee. If you can get just past that, you're in prime position. Out of bounds, bubbles in on the left, so you have to fly over that. It also comes in on the right side, so you're really trapped into a peninsula as you approach with an OB pond behind the basket. Another nice birdie to start if you can get it. First flight on this brand new Rive. Got a sweet dye job. See how it goes. A little flatter than I wanted out of the hand there, but I got past some of the stuff. Should have about 300 to 325 into the green. 316, pretty accurate guess. Pioneer forehand. A little short, but that'll putt. Just short there on my putt as well as my approach. Played it a little bit safe, but not too bad to be 1 down through 2 here at the Met. On to hole 3, little ace run. Wanted to give a quick shout out to my guy Michael Stinson. Hit him up on Instagram at Tunnel Studios. He does some sick woodwork, custom carpentry. He's been helping us get new cabinetry in the van. It's looking amazing. Gonna show you guys that here soon. Gifted me this handle the other day. It makes it so much more comfortable, especially with bigger hands. Grabbing on this little handle can kind of be annoying, so feels like I'm not even trying with this, just pulling itself. Hole 3 is the first of our 5 par 3s out here. 289 feet. Got an out of bounds creek all the way on the left side. Pretty open on the right side here. You can swing it left or right, depending on which way you want to finish, towards or away from the water. With the right to left crosswind, I'm going to elect for a forehand here today. Play against that wind. Going to play it flat with my Pioneer here, give it enough height and nose angle to where it can fade to the right at the end. Pretty close, should be an easy birdie here. Nice and close here on hole 3, just how we like it. Hole 4 is a 543-foot par 4. Throw it straight off the tee, a mandatory keeping you to the left. Got a creek running on the right side the entire way that splits around the green, creating a little island green. Such a sweet hole, also very punishing. Get through this one par or below, and you're grabbing strokes on folks. We need a long straight shot that drifts to the right at the end. You know what it's a job for. Out to explore. A little too straight there. I'm gonna have access to the green if I get aggressive. Tricky little spot here with out of bounds on both sides of the green. I'm gonna try to get aggressive with the flex forehand, see what happens. No time for laying up on the channel here. A little too wide there, drop down safe. Should have a pretty easy par, maybe a long birdie. Just off the mark on those first 2 shots. That one barely missed it though. Easy par, not bad here on 4. Hole 4 is one of the touchiest approaches on the course. Definitely one you gotta be in tune with your short game on, both forehand and backhand. Another par, 2 down through 4. Hole 5, or the original hole 18 on the old MetCenter design, is a 654-foot par 4. You got a couple options here. Once again, this creek is going to play out of bounds up on the left side the entire way. You've got the roadway on the right way up there that doesn't really come into play. Tight gap off on the right with a lot of branches impeding your progress. If you want to get risky and take it up the middle, you can shoot a straight line up there and make some good progress. Or if you have the arm, you can just rip a high hyzer over that gap on the right. Play it pretty safe, give yourself a longer approach, or maybe really get a hold of it, give yourself an easy one. Oh, that flipped up and turned on me. Not really what I'm looking for there. Gonna have a long approach. Little out of position off on the right side here. 375 feet to the pin, but I've got a pretty open gap. Forehand with my drive. Rose up out of my hand, caught a branch. That was ugly. Not my cleanest play here on hole 5, but pars out here at the MetCenter aren't terrible. Had to settle for another par here. Getting kind of sick of those. Time to throw a clean one here on hole 6. We're here on the infamous hole 6 at the MetCenter. A 574-foot par 4. This one's about as daunting of a tee shot as you'll find anywhere around. You got a gap on the left, straight over the creek the whole way, where you got to fly about 300 feet and then break to the right at the end. Really tricky, aggressive, but it'll get you in the right landing zone if you can pure it. You can also play to the right side, a little safer shot that kind of bends from the right to the left. Either one here is hard to execute, takes a lot of accuracy. Birdies are rare here, so if you can get one, hats off to you. I'm gonna take the more aggressive line here, rip on a forehand with my more stable drive. That one's tucked inside. Looks like whoever's dogged it might have picked it up. Nope, just scouting. Good. Tricky position from there. I'm gonna be pinched off. A birdie would be miraculous. Par shouldn't be too hard to manage though. I unaffectionately call it Mirkwood over here. You don't want to be here. It's really tight. Tree kicks are imminent. I'm gonna rip on a forehand here. Pray that I get up there for a look. Safe little chip out there. I didn't want to injure myself on one of these trees. I'll take a long stab for birdie after a bad drive here. Oh, just off the front cage there. This one's such a hard birdie to get. I got one during the final round of the Lone Star Classic here. Head over to GK Productions. Check out that coverage. Me and Matty L battling out for the W. That was a big learning moment for me in my young disc golf career, so definitely one that impacted me a lot. par on 6 never hurt. This one's gonna be the hardest hole on the course every single time you play it. Get a birdie, pretty much got an eagle. Congrats to you. If you did already watch that Lone Star Classic coverage, you know here on hole 7, I might have faltered a little bit. Let's see if we can bounce back. It's the first time I've played that hole since the final round of the Lone Star Classic. It's a par 4 at 732 feet. You've got an out of bounds drainage area on the left here, most of the way, at least for the first half of the flight, and then it kind of pushes out a little farther left. Also, that creek to the right comes in play more than you'd think, especially for the bigger arms. Kind of left-right wind today. Gonna rip it flat with a stable rive, let it fight back. Gonna rocket this rive off into orbit. Yeah, that's the flight you're looking for here. Highs are out the hand, push up the flat, a little bit of finish. Might have fallen off the tee box there. Who cares? I got balance. Another shout out to the Circle C Disc Golf crew. Those guys are doing work everywhere. Nice little mosaic saying 345 to the pin here on this manhole. Touches like that give courses that are pretty solid, that extra bit of character, put them over the top. Love it. 262 to the pin. Gonna pull out the rangefinder here. Feeling those memories the last time I was on this hole pop up. Gonna shove those down, put it close, take my birdie, show the hole how I can bounce back. Harp on a backhand here. Right there at the base of the hill. Got an 18-footer for birdie. The wash of relief as you take a birdie on the hole that derailed your chances at your first ever A-tier win. Shout out to Matty O for taking it down, helping me build myself as a player. Valuable lessons were learned that day. Hole 8, if you can keep it in bounds, is going to play as one of the easier par 4s out here. 570-footer, play it straight for about 350 to 375 before it jogs to the right for the last 200 or so feet here. Surrounded by out of bounds on both sides. If you aren't accurate or if you miss your angle here, it can be dangerous, but definitely a birdie you're counting on. The course designer, Mike Oles, one of my favorites, did a great job here of pinching the long throwers and the aggressive shots here. So I like to take my mid-range, throw it out there, let it drift to the right slowly, then take a forehand into the green. Feed in gold line compass. Then we're drifting to the right than I'd ideally like. We're gonna have a spiking forehand into the green, maybe a grenade. Should be stuck on the right side of the green there for a close one. Took that one for granted, put too much on it, out of bounds. I guess that'd be a par save with an out of bounds stroke. Pretty unfortunate. Pretty painful par there on hole 8. Like I said, it feels like a must get if you want to put down a good score out here. On to hole 9. It's a 338-foot par 3. Out of bounds creek on the right side. Also some out of bounds that loops long and left. Nice for an overstable 9-speed shot. Time for a bounce back birdie with my Pioneer here. Front row parking, right there in the handicap spot. That's a drop in. There's a birdie to finish out the front 9. The back 9's a little more scoreable. Time to light it up. Starting off the back 9 with another par 3. This one's 315 feet. You can play a similar shot to hole 9 here with that backhand hyzer, or you can elect to throw it over the little concrete culvert here with the forehand. Spike it in. I really like to kind of play the right side here, play a little safer, skip it up to the bucket. Gonna take that same Pioneer here, play it on a steep hyzer, let it skip over left. Ooh, just flashed in front of the bucket, landed on the berm there. Thought I might slide off out of bounds. Easy birdie again. Another birdie here on hole 10. Time to go blue on the back. Hole 11, Not too hard physically, but mentally offers a lot of challenge. Culvert out of bounds the entire way on the left. It's a 705-foot par 4. You've also got long grass out of bounds on the right side. A stand of trees about 250 to 300 feet off the tee that you got to beat. After that, it's pretty flat. I like to play a fairway driver here, avoid skipping on this dry ground. Get it off the tee, land it in the fairway, take an approach to the pin. This hole baits you and the one to take a distance driver, really rip it off the tee. But I think throwing something that's gonna finish flat and straight for you is ideal here. Nice tailwind setup, ripping on my medium Explorer. Pretty picture perfect there. I always love when you throw a mind's eye shot. Match that follow flight that you create in your head. It's always important to visualize before every throw. Really helps executing the throw become easier when you've already seen it in your head. By medium Explorer, I mean right in the middle of the stability spectrum. Nice and straight flyer there. 290 into the pin, going with a harp on a hyzer. Another close one. Textbook birdie here on 11. Those chains tried to slip me out the backside there, but not today. Hole 12 starts a stretch of some of the newly broke ground out here at the MetCenter. A beautiful stretch of holes. This one's a 550-foot par 4. You play it out straight off the tee, avoiding the out-of-bounds grass to the right and to the left. Then you're gonna play a shot across the out-of-bounds grass on the right side of the fairway here to an island green on a side slope, out-of-bounds surrounding it on all sides. That's what an island means, right? I think a distance driver is a bit overkill here. You don't need that much skip. You don't need that much distance to get a birdie. Ripping on my Glory here. Perfect driver for this hole. Put it out high so it could have the time to fade back left, land it inbounds. Should have an easy straight shot to the green. 220 into a slope green, going with my faith here. Scoot it up nicely, should have a birdie there. Birdie here on 12. One of my favorite greens around. A little bit of build up here. You got the culvert behind, some nice little mushroom art, little side slope, out of bounds on all sides. Just a fun green. Also pretty on the eyes. Here on hole 13, 260-foot par 3, true tunnel shot down the gap. Throw it flat, land it flat, do your job. Great to mix in a hole like this on a course full of wide open spaces. Really switch it up. Gonna go faith on a backhand here. Oh my gosh, I thought we had another Vlogmas ace here on the final day. Only one par 3 left, so we're running out of opportunities, guys. Shortest hole on the course, definitely one you want to get, but it's a tight enough gap where it's not a gimme. Hole 14 is one of my favorite holes out here. Reminiscent of a Roy G hole, maybe with a little elevation added though. 673-foot par 4. Take it out straight off the tee, bend it left through this gap, land it in the fairway, and it's a tricky approach shot from there with another left finish. Taking my medium Explorer on a hyzer stand up. Yeah, that's exactly how I like to look on this hole. I like taking something neutral on a lot of hyzer. It works against that hyzer, gets back to flat. Perfect for this shape. Gonna rip a flat shot on my Justice here, let it fade left late. Oh yeah, skip up to the dance floor. Should be a 20-footer. I don't know where my discs are today. Another birdie here. We're rolling on the back 9. And we just got to the most scenic stretch of the course. The pond back here on hole 14's green and on hole 15. Just a beautiful place to be. It's an amazing January day, 72 degrees. You can't ask for more. Here we are on hole 15. It's a 606-foot par 4, plays across the pond. Definitely the most picturesque hole on the course. Nice risk reward if you want to try to bite off a big drive or just play it to the elbow there. I'm gonna take my rive on a nice bit of hyzer, rip on it. Oh, looks like I cleared dry. I don't know if it's inbounds or not. Let's find out. Looks like we barely squeaked inbounds here. Got a little too testy over that water. Gotta make sure to play a little more left next time. Take my rough meter in. Try to chip in an eagle. Nice and simple for birdie here on 15. 15's a pretty simple hole if you keep it in bounds off the tee. Got a nice slope green here. Some beautiful flamingo artwork. This course just keeps getting better. We're cruising on the back. Time to finish strong. 3 holes to go. Hole 16 is our last par 3. 355 feet. You've got a right to left slope. The hole plays as a peninsula the whole way. Out of bounds surrounding all sides on the green. Perfect for an overstable fairway shot. Gonna swing my Pioneer out on a right hand backhand. Try to skip it up into them chains. Oh, popped up right in front of the basket. Hopefully it checked in bounds. Barely out of bounds here on 16. I do believe this hole plays as hazard, so I'll play it from where it lies. Putting for par here. Well, that sucks. Gonna have to settle for bogey here on 16. Didn't play it flat enough out of the hand. Unfortunate bogey here on 16. I tried to go double there. Shout out to the cage though. My favorite thing about this entire course, this old fire hydrant right here has a beehive living in it. It's so cool. They probably got a little access to water down at the bottom of those pipes there. Got a nice insulated surface that grabs the heat when they need it. Hole 17 is a 649 foot par 4. This one bends slightly right in the middle of the fairway. You really want to throw it straight off the tee. A little bit of finish to the right. Out of bounds creek on the left. And out of bounds line on the right for long grass. I'm ripping on a forehand here down the left side with my rive. A little roll down away from the trees. That should be a pretty ideal landing zone. 313 to the pin. 313 to the pin. I'm gonna take my anchor out to the right side, let it fade in. Looking for a soft landing, out of bounds to the left and long. Oh yeah, nice full rip on the anchor, some steep hyzer. I'd like to go my Pioneer there from that distance most of the time, but I needed a soft landing with out of bounds looming long. Perfect for the anchor. Nice simple birdie here on 17. Sitting on the verge of a pretty hot score. Let's see if we can cap off a good one with 18. Here we are on the final hole of one of my favorite courses I've ever played here in my home city of Austin, Texas. Final hole of this rendition of Vlogmas 2021. Thanks for sticking with us, for watching all these videos. We hope you really enjoyed it. We got to showcase a lot of the beautiful courses in the southern United States. And we're looking forward to bringing you guys a lot more videos this year. Make sure to drop in the comments what you want to see, whether it's an in the bag, in the van, disc reviews, all kind of good stuff. Finishing off with a 677 foot par 4, plays into a double bubble, out of bounds surrounding every side on both of them. Creek runs all the way on the left. Play a nice controlled hyzer as far as you can. The shorter the approach, the easier on this one. One last Vlogmas rip on arrive. Taking my new stable one here. Got some headwind at our face. Hopefully we got a soft skip there. It is pretty swampy, so the ground's pretty sticky most of the time. Sawed that one off. Tricky footing, but pretty simple approach here. Been neglecting the opto compass all day. It's not a course I throw a lot of mid-ranges on. Time to bust it out. 291, little down tempo, flat. Maybe pull it over to the right a little bit. Oh yeah, just how she rode it. Floated it up there, almost caught the rubber pad right under the bucket. One last birdie, finished Vlogmas. Hard to believe that we're done. It was a bit more of an undertaking than we assumed it would be. A full round to edit every single day, even though obviously we took a couple extra days. Needed to make sure to rest. It is the off season after all. Once again, thanks to everyone who's liked and supported this series of videos. And don't forget to enter the giveaway for day 25. This has been it for Vlogmas 2021. Looking forward to coming at you guys in 2022. We're bringing you guys content on YouTube all year as we hit the tour for year number 2. And remember guys, there is no path to happiness. Happiness is the path.